we move to the next question. That is the third question. I think you guys have mentioned it a little bit. How do you now deliver a good speech evaluation? After you've done the preparation, how do you deliver it such that you give a positive feedback and you encourage the person to strive forward? Catherine, let me start with you.
Very well. One of the things that I learned a while back when I was 11, I'm 65, so it's been a while back, was to listen. Not just listening with my head or with my ears, but with my heart. And try to understand what people are trying to say. Whenever you hear a speech and they have perhaps an agenda that is here, cerebral, that is not from here, try to understand why they did that. I remember there was one young lady who gave a speech on why Africa changed her life when she visited Africa. And I'm like, okay. And the speech was really good. It was excellent. The writing was phenomenal. I could have read an article out of the National Geographic. The descriptions were amazing. But what I didn't hear was the question answered of why that changed her life. During my evaluation, I simply asked, I got all this, but where was that? Where was this? I don't understand. And when she shared with me that the beauty of Africa was not what changed her life, but rather that she was on a mission trip as a child, and they gave away a piece of chalk and a chalkboard to children that had only been able to write in the dirt before for school. They didn't know that it was possible to own something that beautiful. And she said as she handed them the chalkboard, the child's eyes teared up and they shook and they started crying. And they were like, oh, I had something this beautiful for mine. At that point, she realized that she had no excuse to have a bad day for the rest of her life. By bringing out what a person is thinking prior to, that's part of the evaluation piece. Prior to the evaluation, her entire speech changed and allowed her to actually share her heart during the evaluation. Whenever I got up in front of the group to evaluate her, I knew this woman. I knew her heart and I knew what she was trying to portray. As I looked out on the audience, I knew that they got it. They understood. There was no question anymore about why Africa had changed her life. And I was able to attaboy her out the kazoo. Oh my gosh, well done, well done. We heard your heart. The preparation prior to the speech was what allowed me to deliver a good evaluation. There are all kinds of tricks and tips, and I know we'll get to that question in a little bit. But for me, an evaluation needs to be from the inside out, not from the outside in, making sure that you acknowledge the human and the vulnerability of the person that gave the speech. Thank you, Ella.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for those tips, Kathy. It's really what we need to do from the inside out. That's what we need to focus on. Anthony, I'm going to ask you the same question. How do you deliver a great speech evaluation?
One of the things that I learned from a Toastmaster said, when you're giving evaluation, I want you to realize it is a speech. You're not just sitting there marking up a few bullet points to someone, but you're giving a speech to an audience. And it transformed my thought process. I never had thought about an evaluation being a speech. It's actually an impromptu speech based upon someone else's speech. Therefore, when I'm getting up, I say, first thing I want to do is I'm evaluating the speaker. As they are speaking, I will write down content, delivery, connection. I will write down the bullet points on each, what they're doing well, what points they could improve on. And I circle the one point, maybe I've got 3 points they can improve on. I might circle one of them that I really want to key in to help that person. If it's going to be a very strong evaluation for a very strong speaker, I might give 2 or 3 of those points. But in each of those areas, I love to make sure that I'm emphasizing the strength for that person. When I've written this content delivery and connection beforehand, I now say, what do I want to leave this person and the audience as a result of this evaluation? Some people like to give an evaluation just to the person. That's fine. That's great. Sometimes that's what you need to do. And when I'm working one-on-one with people, I do that for maybe a half hour to an hour. But when I'm giving a speech before an audience, I say, I'm not just giving to this person. I want to see how I can bless all these hundreds or thousands of people that are in the audience. Therefore, I say, at the end of this evaluation, what is the one takeaway they're going to be able to take with them and apply for their own speeches? And when I write that down, I said, this is my end goal of my evaluation. I reverse engineer that. To get to that end goal, I say, how can I introduce that end goal in a very powerful, energetic way? I know at the beginning of every speech, within 5 to 20 seconds, the audience either tunes me down, just turns me down and just said, no, it doesn't have much value, or they're going to immediately say, this person has something of value to give to me and I want to be at the edge of my seat and listen to them. Therefore, I say, what is going to be a highly energetic, concise way that I can get up in that stage and give an introduction that's going to prepare this audience for that powerful takeaway that I'm going to give in the conclusion. When I do this, and when I get up and I speak, you will notice that immediately everyone will either grab their notebook and start writing down, or they'll be at the edge of their seat, and sometimes they'll even forget, the timer will forget they're supposed to keep the time because they get so excited and energetic, connected with me. And I love that. We're connected to one another, just like I talked about, giving and making sure you have a connection with the audience. Then it comes to the body part, and that's where, when I'm given the framework, I'll present at the introduction saying, here's my framework for this evaluation. Whatever you use as a framework, good, better, best, content, delivery, connection, whatever it's going to be. Make sure you set that stage at the beginning if possible. And that way the audience knows where you are as you're speaking. And then I will go into the body from the introduction, have a transition to the body where I'm giving meaty content value to the audience as I'm speaking, and especially to that speaker, and I'm encouraging that speaker. Have a powerful introduction, bring in great body, and then make sure that last moment you plan before the red light, preferably before that red light comes on, be ready to give that great giveaway to the audience. That way they can walk away and say, how can I apply what was just taught from the stage? How can I apply not just what the speaker learned, but how can I apply to my speak? And that way you can bless as many people as you can give as much value to the audience as you can.